So tinted lip balms weren't enough, huh? Hello there, welcome to another episode of, I don't know how I'm gonna call this. It's just, you don't want to wear lipstick? Well, I got some options for you. And today we're gonna look at my favorite, very unspecified category, which are lip tints and the lip blushes. Because I found out that these two categories kind of overlap and I don't really understand them. So we have a lot to look at. You know, matte liquid lipsticks, probably. The thing with those is that they tend to be very drying, pretty heavy, very pigmented as well. And there's every time I wear a matte liquid lipstick, I'm just kind of anxious because I know my lips are gonna get dry, it's gonna look bad at some point, but I don't know when that point is gonna come. So I'm just nervous all the time that I look horrible. And then I usually remove it with panic during lunch or something, but because it's long wearing, it doesn't want to remove and it's a whole thing. However, there's this omnious category called lip tints, which is not the same thing as you would think from a lip tint. But we have these almost these cushiony, satiny, velvety lip products, which are supposed to give you that diffused lip finish. So when I say lip tint, I mean something like this one, the peripera, ink Airy velvet. There are many products I have that kind of remind me of this texture. So I want to start with those. Then we'll move to the peripera lip inks because they're awesome. And then we're going to continue with a regular lip tints, the water lip tints that I kind of think of when someone says lip tint. So let's stop saying lip tint and let's dive right in. The first product I have is kind of a tried and true. I think it was in one of my favorites videos. And this is the Maybelline Green Edition Balmy Lip Blush. The term lip blush is just so confusing to me for some reason. They have two shades. I have both of them right now. And they're just absolutely stunning. Let's try on the shade Sandalwood, which is my favorite. It comes in a regular stick, like a tinted lip balm would. But the difference here is the texture. It's not really a lip balm. It's almost like this diffused or blotted kind of look. And I find this very pretty, first of all. It's very easy to do this almost faded lip with it, because I think that one of the things that makes lipsticks kind of difficult to use is the precision. And with things like these, you don't really need that precision because it's supposed to be diffused and blotted. So you don't really need to be super anxious about keeping, everything within the lines and going to the line. This is just really one of my favorite lip balmy matte blushy things. Very good. It could have been in the lip balm category, I guess, but we already had 1,000 products there. So it also smells very good. There's just nothing to dislike here. I feel this shade was one of the first red lip products that I actually liked in my life. The other shade I have is called Desert, and it's a little bit more pinkish / peach, I guess. This one is actually new. I got it very recently. The funny thing about these is they do look quite glossy, but they feel almost matte, almost powdery. This one is a little bit more a neutral shade, a natural, more peachy. Not really something I would rock right now, but something I would definitely wear with different hair again. But I just love the texture of these so much. I think these are heavily underrated. Because in the drugstore, I feel this kind of texture is so hard to get. And if you don't like your like super glossy tinted lip balms and you prefer something a little bit more toned down, these are a little glossy, but definitely more on that satiny side. So I think maybe if you're not really into glossy lips, this would be a better alternative. Plus they are quite moisturizing, but not too much. So I wouldn't really say they are a tinted lip balm, but they're definitely a bit balmy. Next we have another stick one. This is the Colourpop Blotted lip in the shade On Film. To be quite honest, all of these seemed the same on the website. All the shades were pretty much so similar. But I got this one fairly recently. It is supposed to be a brownie nude, I think, most of them are. And this one just straight up fascinates me. How do you do this? How do you formulate this? I don't understand. It is quite pigmented, but not fully opaque. And very similar to the Maybelline ones, it gives you like that cushiony, satiny, like velvet feeling on your lips. This one is even less shiny. I would say this is like almost matte. It's a bit more pink than nude. I actually quite like that color now. And it gives you, again, like that beautiful, almost like diffused blotted lip. No wonder it's called blotted lip. But I think this is just such a unique texture. Like, how do you people invent this? I wonder. It is great. Plus, it's not as annoying as a normal lipstick because it kind of has like the semi-matte finish. So you're not just going to smear it everywhere, you know? So I definitely feel like this is a lot more practical than a lipstick. Plus, the packaging is like super tiny, it's very convenient, and the shades are not like in your face. So it's a lot more simple to wear something like this than to wear like a full-on opaque, you know, lipstick. At least I think so. Let's continue with a blushy theme, because this is the Sephora collection lip blush. It's their soft matte lip color. This is a little bit of a cheating because I feel like this is almost a lipstick, but not really. I have the shade 7, and these are actually made in Korea, and they do have like a lipstick packaging, but they're very unique. They usually show them on the Instagram just used as a blush, so yeah, I guess you can use it on your cheeks. But what I really like about this one is that it just looks blotted and diffused and soft matte, and it's beautiful and it's not too pigmented. Again, of course. I feel like the trick with these is the application, because if you go ahead and put on like a lot, it's gonna look like a regular lipstick. But the thing is then in the texture, like it dries again. You see that? It's beautiful. I don't think it dries down like fully. No, of course not. It's gonna transfer, but honestly, I don't mind that. At this day and age, who cares? But again, you have like a beautiful matte lip. You have just enough color, but not too much color. They have like way lighter shades and like less red shades. I was just very drawn to this for some reason. Now I see that it kind of matches my hair perfectly. That's great. But again, it's so comfortable. For me, this is way more comfortable than like a regular matte lipstick. And I feel like this diffused look, again, gives you way less stress about where your lipstick is at and how are the lines being filled in and stuff. So this is also like a good one, and they have so many shades. That's why I wanted to mention it, because they do have like a beautiful variety of different shades, different nudes, reds, pinks, also kind of like oranges and browns. I mentioned the Sephora one is made in Korea, so it's time to go back to the roots. The peripera ink Airy Velvet. This is the OG. This is the like lip tint product that was everywhere a while back, and I love these. I do. I have the shade 2 and 3. I think this one is, oh yeah, it's here. This one is Cartoon Coral and this one is Selfie Orange Brown. They're both like orangey brown shades, and I almost want to order like different ones as well because I don't know, I just really like the texture. So let's go in with the Cartoon Coral because this is the one I had for the longest time. These smell incredibly nostalgic. I have no idea what this is, but I know the smell. But again, plushy, matte, beautiful. Very much that like diffused kind of lip. Yeah, like that's the good stuff. I'm really into this type of lip. This is a very beautiful, vibrant orange, but even though the color like looks kind of intimidating because it's like orange, it doesn't really translate all that intimidating, you know? That's why I like these a lot. Let's try Miss Selfie Orange Brown, because I got this one recently. I don't think I tried it yet. Okay, like if pumpkin spice was a lipstick, it would be this. This is even more orange than the previous one, I think. Definitely doesn't fit the vibe right now, but I love this. And the texture of them is incredible. I mean, they're not the cheapest, but they're definitely like the OG. And if you like this type of lipstick, then I don't think it's a bad investment because they are very good and they also wear pretty well. But on the other hand, the Sephora ones are actually very similar in texture. I think they're as close as you can get. So it's really up to you. If you're ordering something from Korea, I would definitely pick one or two up because they're just very neat. And now we get to those lip tints. It's time to talk like real lip tints. I really have to start off with this one. I feel like this is the like grandfather of lip tints in the drugstore. And it's the Catrice Ultimate Stay Water Fresh Lip Tint. I have the shade, I don't even know what's it called. Stay On Over. It's like this beautiful coral. And I'm telling you, like these are marketed as mask proof. That's how you know how old they are. But this is just like a regular lip tint. Great advantage about these is that they're super lightweight, like you cannot even feel them. But that also means that they are not particularly hydrating. It's not going to dry out your lips, but it's not going to hydrate them either, if you know what I mean. What I like about the lip tints is that they stay on very well. They have like great wear time. It's kind of easy to top them off because they typically don't act funny when you try to reapply them, at least some of them, at least the ones I have now. So if I were to put on another layer, it would look pretty good. Now, the thing with these is that they sometimes tend to be a little sticky, at least this one is, and they taste funny when you lick them. And I also feel like water is like one of the few things that not really takes them off, but messes them up. If you drink a lot of water during a day and you have these on, they are going to be like a little bit faded, a little bit weird. It's not like with a liquid lipstick, like it's hard to remove these even with oil because they are staining your lips technically. You kind of get like a performance of liquid lipstick without the trouble of having a liquid lipstick, which can be good, I guess. Listen, then, this is one of the newer ones. This is the e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain, and I have the shade Cinnamon Dreams, and it's a very nice brown lip tint, so I feel like it's not gonna look too good now because my lips are like, they're getting tired. But it's definitely a lot glossier than the other one. And that's a thing, like this type of product is kind of popular now, where they really try to make the tints very glossy, which I don't really care for that, honestly. Like I always enjoy just the tint without the glossiness, but I think this looks very nice. The glossy ones tend to be a little bit more patchy from what I saw, so I'm still a bigger fan of like the regular lip tints, but this is definitely like quite a nice shade. I kind of like the texture as well. It's not sticky, it feels almost a little bit balmy. So I'm a little scared it's gonna act like a very pigmented gloss and kind of slide around. But I did not have many experiences with this one in particular yet, so I'm not sure. But if you like a glossy, like low maintenance lip, this could be for you. Now listen, these also made their way into my favorites video. This is the Belle Cosmetics Stay On Water Lip Tint. I do have two shades, finally. They don't have name on the packaging, so it's the brown one. And these are really, really long wearing. And they are just so thin. I feel like with the lip tints, you have to be mostly careful when you apply them. So you kind of get like the initial application pretty precise, and then they last really well, and then you can apply a little more. So these are definitely like the most comfortable, I would say, from the ones I showed you so far. These are just very good. They do dry down completely, which I think is great, and then they can be layered again very easily. Nothing too smudgy or budgy or any weird acting up, nothing at all. This is just like a very nice lip tint. I wear these all the time, especially when I want like a little bit of a darker lip without any fuss. Because this kind of medium brown, I wouldn't really pick it if I were to wear it as like a normal lipstick, because I would be afraid to get it on my hands or get it like everywhere because I'm just a messy person. But in form of a tint, like look at this. See, just like a little bit of the inner rim because it's not dry yet. But other than that, like we're good. We're transfer proof. Now the other shade is like a mauvey shade. I think I like this one even more. It looks so intimidating. And honestly, this one I reach for a ton. Like every time I want a dark berry lip, but I'm too nervous to actually wear like a gloss or like a actual lipstick, this is just so good. I love this shade so much. I think this is like one of the prettiest lip colors I have. It's just so convenient, and you can layer it and you can eat with it and you're fine. It doesn't look too bad. Even when it's a little faded, it still kind of gives you that tint, so your lips are a little bit like pink, still stained. And then you can layer on top, and then it's just gonna be fine. It's gonna look like this again, smooth and beautiful. Like this shade in particular, it's just so worth it for me. This is such a good shade. So that is another reason for the lip tints, I guess. If you want to wear like a darker color, but you don't want to go through the struggle of maintaining a darker color, they're a great alternative to a regular lipstick. And now, before my lips decide to leave the chat, I have here the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Stain. And this is actually a stain, this is not a tint. That's why I left it as the last one. It's a very similar kind of product. I have the shade Dusty Rose. But this one is supposed to like be on your lips, then you wipe it off and you get yourself some stained lips. So let's try it on. This shade is like a very beautiful dusty pink. And again, you have to be kind of precise with the application, I think. And then I just kind of wiped it off, and there we are with a little bit of a dusty pink lip. This one I'm not a big fan of because it's very sticky and it's also a bit patchy, so not sure about this one. I really like the color though, but I gotta say the texture of this, maybe just the lip tints, please. Like this one is not it. My lips are so chapped, I actually had to put on a lip balm. This is gonna hurt. Anyway, if you wanted some more tips on what to wear instead of a lipstick or a tinted lip balm, maybe you get some better ideas here if you are a fan of matte lips and a little bit more long-lasting lips without using a liquid lipstick. I think that is actually it for today. I don't think my lips can take anything else. So thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing, and if you want to see more videos where I talk about random rundowns of products, you can check out the playlist. See ya!